Good morning out there, my fellow work from homers and those of you trying to become work from homers. Today I want to talk about a very rarely discussed topic when it comes to working from home, and that's dealing with mental wellness. So let's get into it today, guys. So today I had a pretty crazy day for me, a lot of meetings, a lot of wild stuff happening, and I just kind of felt overwhelmed. And it made me think, this is one of the aspects of working from home that is rarely discussed, at least in my experience. I don't see many people talking about it. And that topic is the importance of mental wellness when it comes to working from home. A lot of people think that working from home is just roses and everything is great and it's just fantastic and it's such an easy, quote unquote, easy thing to do. That is the furthest truth from there's nothing could be more untrue than that. A lot of people don't realize that, those of us working from home, this is a pretty lonely existence at times. Unless you have family living there under the same roof or in some cases in the same room, at that point it's a little different, but not everyone has that luxury. Some of us are actually working alone, working from home, and that's literally like working on a deserted island. And it could get very lonely, very trying at times as far as, your morale dips, drops, your motivation just goes out the window. Happens to me all the time, and I'm sure it happens to you as well. And this time especially, it gets more difficult, heading into the holidays for many reasons. We all have our reasons for feeling the way we do. It's all relative, as you all know. Let me take a sip of my coffee here. But yeah, this time of the year, it gets a little difficult for those of us who've lost loved ones, such as myself. And just the loneliness just gets overwhelming at this point. If you don't have anyone to share the holidays with, that could be a burden to carry as well. And so this morning, I was sitting there meeting after meeting and just stressing out. And I felt a dip in my spirit, my well-being, my wellness kind of dipped this morning. So I had to step away. I had to take a moment and break away and sort of take a drive. And for me, and it may be the same for you all, taking a drive when you're working remotely, just getting out and taking a drive or even a walk is so therapeutic. It really is. I mean, you get to like reboot your whole perspective of the day. Just taking a quick 10, 15 minute step away from the desk. Go take a walk around the block. I prefer taking a drive. I can clear my head when I'm driving, and it's just the way I deal with it. But this morning, it really hit me, and I just did not like the way I was feeling. And so does anyone out there, do you guys relate to that? Have you felt that before? It gets overwhelming at times. Especially, me as a manager, I have to make sure my team is good before my own self is good. And sometimes, I neglect myself, which I shouldn't do, but it's just the nature of the beast. It's a part of the job. I neglect myself, and I'm sure you do as well. We're so focused on getting the job done, getting things done that we need to get done, taking full advantage of the opportunity of working from home, the luxury, making sure that you're doing everything you need to be doing to ensure that you can continue having the luxury. And at times it just gets a little overwhelming. It weighs down on your heart, your soul. I found myself this week, I had at one point yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the days kind of blur when you work from home, but yesterday I noticed I hadn't taken a deep breath in hours. Like I was literally on the edge of my seat for hours and hours and hours, working through, putting fires out, this and that. And I stopped for a moment and then finally inhaled and exhaled. I was like, wow, I hadn't done that all day, which is not good. That let me know that I had been stressed all day. I handle stress pretty well. And sometimes I'm not even aware that I'm stressed out. And yesterday was a prime example for me. I had to take a deep breath, inhale, exhale. And at that point, I realized whoa, you might be stressed out a little bit, bud. Chill down, relax, time out, take a time out. Because if you feel that overwhelmed and that stressed, that's going to affect your health over the long run. So we all have to be mindful of that. If you feel yourself getting into that loop, definitely take a step away, because if you don't, you're either going to blow up at someone, either at work or with your family, or you'll just get sick. And then you'll wonder, well, why did I get sick? It has a direct impact on your health. So always, always, always be mindful of how you're feeling, especially when you're working remotely, because there's no one else near you to kind of keep an eye on you, to check in with you, to see how you're doing. That's something that a lot of people don't realize. You're all you can count on when you work remote, literally. So when you're in the office, you've got your coworkers who are around you. You take a break together. You go for a smoke together. You go to lunch together. Your coworkers can kind of get a sense for something not quite being right with you, and they may make a comment which will make you realize, like, oh, okay, maybe something is going on with me. But when you're working remotely, you don't have that luxury. So you have to be mindful of your own well-being at all times, your own mental wellness at all times. So that's one thing I've got to definitely do better. And I've been working remotely for almost 10 years now, and I still lose sight of that occasionally. And this morning, I took a stand. I was like, you know what, I'm going to step away right now, and I'm just going to take a breather. I'm just going to get out, enjoy this lovely weather, even though it's a little cold. The sun's out, the skies are blue. That makes me happy, makes me feel good. So I don't have to stare at the four walls all day or my monitor. I can get out and actually take a look at the world around me. And it allows me to sort of detox from those overwhelming, stressful feelings. That's one of the most underrated aspects of working from home that people rarely talk about, is how stress, depression, loneliness, all that stuff affects us so much more compared to those working in the office. And it's not talked about as much as it should be. So those of you working from home, do you feel the same way sometimes, or is it just me? I think we all share that. I really do. And I wanted to get out and sort of talk about it to you. You guys are like my sounding board sometimes, and I appreciate you guys listening in on me. I like to share what I'm feeling with my community, my building community. I love that we're growing slowly. But I love sharing with you all, and I hope you eventually share with me as well, because I like to know that I'm not the only one feeling this way sometimes. It's just been one of those mornings for me. So I had to get away, had to step away. Coffee makes me feel good. So, I love the little Christmas thing. I don't know if you guys can see that on there. It might be backwards. But I love Eliano's coffee, so much better than Starbucks in my opinion. And they're not actually sponsoring the videos at all. But I love their coffee. It's so good. But coffee makes me feel good. The blue skies and clear skies and sunshine makes me feel good too. So this is like therapeutic for me to just get out. I took a 10-minute drive, stopped to get coffee. Now I'm just in the parking lot, just talking and vibing out with my community here, just to check in with you all and see if you experience the same thing as me. I don't think I'm the only one. I really don't. So yeah, the holiday time is tough for us, even though we're working from home and everyone thinks it's just lovely and easy and just a piece of cake. It's not. It really isn't. Sometimes the loneliness gets even worse for us because we're by ourselves most of the time. But for those of you dealing with the loss of a loved one, I'm in that boat. This time of the year is very difficult for me, and that may be the underlying cause why I felt the way I did this week. It's something that never gets easy over time. It's something you have to deal with for the rest of your life. And if you don't acknowledge it and don't talk about it, it's just going to get worse. So again, this is very therapeutic for me, just to share with you all what I'm feeling, what I'm dealing with. But I think I'm okay now. I needed to take a break, get away, talk about it a little bit. But I think I'm at a point now where I can go back to the office, log back in, jump back into the fire, and finish the rest of my day in this week, and then ride out into the holiday season. But anyway, guys, I won't continue this too much longer. I don't like dwelling on negative stuff, but sometimes you have to acknowledge the negative to get to the positive. So I'm doing that with you all here today. So I appreciate you listening to me, my venting session, my therapy session. I really appreciate it, guys. I'll be dropping another video next week talking about how to look for remote jobs during the holiday season. I heard a lot of folks talking about they're having trouble finding seasonal jobs. They are out there. So what I'm going to do in my next video is sort of take a look and see exactly where to look, how to find them, what you need to do, all that stuff. And then also, we're getting close to 50 subs. I think we're at 46 now. So thank you all for subscribing. Once we hit 50, I'm going to start my live sessions where we'll be doing live resume reviews, then doing mock interviews as well, so that everyone can get a chance to sort of practice interviewing. As a hiring manager, I can give you my opinion on things you can tweak in your interview style, in your resume. So I'll share plenty of information with you all. So we will be kicking that off very soon. And again, thank you all for subscribing. And for those of you new here, thank you for watching the video. I keep it real 100% of the time. So I will always give you guys my honest opinion on working from home, job searching, advice to look for jobs, all that stuff, all the good stuff. So I look forward to sharing all of that with all of you. So again, hope you have a great week, guys. We're almost there at the end point. We can wrap this thing up and get to the weekend and enjoy ourselves and then start it all over again next week. So I'll see you all next week. Hope you have a good one. Later.